hey, woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. You got a mind in the east and a mind in the west. Just in here wondering who you love the best. Hey, hey, woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. You said you love me, I believe in you. Not trying to tell me gonna quit me too. Hey, hey, woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. Mama had him, Papa had him, my sister had him, and my brother too. Hey, woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. Okay, let's do a lesson on I Got the Blues, which is originally a piano song by Maceo Merriweather. And if you don't know him, please do check him up. He has great songs. He has a great voice, very smoky, interesting voice, and good melodies also. I think this song has a good melody also. And I made a guitar arrangement because, well, piano is not a guitar. And we're playing in standard tuning in the key of A. And please open the video description below if you're interested in the tab. Okay, I'll play the introduction first, slowly. So we're going up to the 9th and 10th fret with a standard D shape chord, and at the 9th fret it becomes an A, and we're sliding up and down. And this is, well, a typical Blind Boy Fuller move or Gary Davis move, sliding into, with my two fingers here, the 3rd and the 2nd finger on the 2nd and 4th string, slide to the 12th, the 2nd fret, and back open. And then 3rd string, 2nd fret, and 5th string, 4th fret. And a long A to do that turnaround a la, well, Robert Johnson, I guess. And then into our E7 chord. Notice the muting also, the bass, of course. So those three basses in E, like, well, which I do always, what I call the country blues bass. You play it open and then we mute it with the side of your hands. I have a video on that, just focusing on that bass, how to do that, and I think it's called How to Do the Country Blues Bass. I'll put a link also in the video description. So that's an introduction, and I'll play the verse slowly. Sorry. Okay, notice that I'm playing the bass heavily. It's almost 3 strings at the same time. While in the tap you will see only the 5th string open, but that's not enough to get a real forceful, strong bass. And notice the double bass. And sometimes I cover with the pinky 2 strings, and sounds great that way too. And then to the 12th and 13th fret, and well, the first of course is we have a long A chord, and then bend that 2nd string. Slide back on the 6th string. And then that's a technique I like to do, and I learned from watching and listening to Josh White and Scrapper Blackwell. They have that brushing, but immediately muting, because, well, you don't want to ring it into the next beat. Without muting it would sound... That's pretty awful, not cool at all. So, practice a bit like this. And my index finger rakes up like that. I'm playing with picks. Well, normally I don't play with picks, but I lost my index nail. It's growing back now, but it's not strong enough yet, so I have to use picks. And I use those picks with partial fleshy side open. Pro Picks, well, I don't know the real name, but it's Pro Pick is the brand, and it gives you a fleshy sound as well. Okay, so the 8th bar, once more, in context. I'll do it with vocals. It's more well, it sounds better with vocals, of course. As an instrumental part, it's not very interesting. Typical, well, Lightning Hopkins riff. And notice I'm really hitting hard enough that both strings, 1st strings and 2nd string, ring, and I slightly move up my 3rd finger here, so I'm muting the 3rd string because I don't want it to ring. One more time, that 10th and 11th bar. Notice that last note on the 11th bar is played with a thumb. So that last beat, both with a thumb. And the same for in the 3rd measure, where we're like that, open end. Okay, back to our 10th measure. the E7 with a trill, and the cross in the tablature means I hit it. And I use my thumb wrap to go to that D7 chord. So that 13th measure. And last beat is a hit and index thumb triplets. And notice the turnaround. Compare it with the turnaround in the second beat. It's the same form, but not. I use the second string in the second and the fourth beat, and I do that with my pinky, covering two strings, the first two strings. Of course, if you're not able to do that, just play the second measure turnaround, of course. So I'll play it slowly with vocals. It makes a bit more sense then. Okay, start with the third measure. Just tell me, baby, just tell me, baby, what can I do to change your mind? Hey, woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. It's easier on tempo. It's not a fast song, but medium fast, I would say. Just tell me, baby. Just tell me, baby. What can I do to change your mind? Hey, hey. Woman, can I change your mind? I got the blues for you, baby. You keep me worried all the time. Okay, and then we do a slide to the 9th fret to that D-shaped A chord, and we do the solo. I'll play the solo slow now. Sorry again. So, first we're rocking between a normal D-shaped chord and a D minor shaped chord. And it's not really important if you play exactly as it is tapped out. You can do a lot of variations there. As long as you one measure the D-shaped chord, one measure the D minor shaped chord, again the D-shaped chord, and then to that. Yeah, you can do also a lot of right hand variation. All right. Sometimes I break the rhythm there. Then to our D7 at the 7th and the 5th fret on the 2nd and 1st string. And also there I do a lot of variations sometimes. So you can do all kinds of variations on the 1st string, 8th, 7th and 5th fret. and so on. And then we're sliding into the A chords. You can use the bass also in that measure, the first beat of the 22nd measure. And this is typical Blind Lemon Jefferson. That pinky 2 strings in the 23rd measure. Again, if you can do that with your pinky, just play only the first string fretted on the 5th fret and going down to the A7. And then in the 24th measure I sort of break up the rhythm and then resume it. Let's do that in context, the 22nd measure. Let's see. And that descending red is typical Blind Lemon Jefferson also. Last beat is temp twice, 6th string, 5th string, and then I'll turn around. Alright, I'll play it one more time, a bit more at speed. And I'll just improvise on that first part. Well, you noticed maybe I did more double basses than what was in the tab. Just, well, the way I like it. Okay, now there's another solo, which is also typical Blind Lemon Jefferson, the first part at least. So I'll play it as slow as possible. Okay, the last part wasn't tapped out, but I will explain it later. That's the end tag. So, now it's important that you grab that A chord with your 2nd and your 3rd finger. So you have the index and the pinky free to do a little fretting and hammering on. So, and sometimes, if you play this at speed, you will notice that you get a little pull-off effect here, that 3rd beat of the 29th measure. You can pull off slowly here there. It's also a nice effect. Now, notice that I play that really open and powerful, while the bass for the rest of the time is mostly muted. The country blues mute, of course, like that. Hammer on and a little trill there, and the 32nd measure. And now we're going into that D7 sort of C7 shape, C7, and you move up your third and pinky to the third string and first string. So in the last beat of the 32nd measure, well, the first beat of the next measure in the 33rd, there's a little delay. Sometimes I play it, sometimes I don't. So again, that notice the muting also. It's a combination of lifting your fretting hand and muting with the right hand. Sorry. So the rest, of course, the 35th measure, 6th and 7th measure is exactly as the previous solo, and also the 38th measure. But we have a different the D7 section here. And where did I get that? That's the sort of turnaround chord section of this song. It's more or less based on that Mississippi blues riff. I mean, in the D section, of course. So we have triplets. And then we have a turnaround. I'll play it one more time at speed. So we're slowing down the last time when we were playing the last verse. We're slowing down the turnaround. Then open. And then it's more or less the first measure. So our harmonics on the 12th fret. Open in the harmonics. So that's the first and the second measure, well, the second measure only the first beat. And then something like that, I can't remember. And the last chord is, well, open, 5th string, 3rd string, and 1st string on the 3rd fret. Okay, have fun with this song.